so last week was nice, but please tell me that the next one doesn't have venom. Getting tired of being bitten. And yeah, next one has no venom. None of the others have venom. Don't worry. Oh, good. So, who is it this time? Well, it's... Ouch! Ah, okay, yeah, I get it. Ouch! Oh.
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and we're up to week 3 of our month of Femicons, and week 2 of the Takara Femicons, since they were just released last month. And this time we're going to be looking at my second favorite of the 3. And they're all very close together. Just want to let you know they're all very close. But my second favorite of the 3 would be Slipstream.
So, much like Black Arachnia before her, Slipstream is a repaint/retool of an existing toy, this case being Generations Windblade, or Takara Legends Windblade. Given that this is the Takara Transformers Legends line that Slipstream is debuting in. And it's a really cool jet. Again, a repaint, retool of Windblade. Although the retool aspect won't really show itself in vehicle mode unless you flip it over and take a look at all the junk in the undercarriage. But, yeah, it's a really nice jet mode. And what I really like is that the mini comics that are included with the Takara line, yeah, the Takara Transformers Legends line includes mini comics, which are pretty much on the backs of the instructions. But, you know, what I like is that it's explained that this Slipstream is actually animated Slipstream with a bit of an overhaul done thanks to Animated Swindle, which is really nice, and it shows how she ended up in the universe of the Transformer Legends figures, and then ended up as one of Megatron's secretaries. Really cool. Yeah, Black Arachnia has one like it, which also makes fun of her rather large bust. At least that's what I think that panel is showing. Yeah. I like the mini comics. I think they're cool. And I like the artwork that's on the other side of them. So, yeah. Enough of that. As you can see, Slipstream is in her proper colors, which are pretty much the Generation 2 Ramjet colors, being purple and this teal, with a little bit of black. And it works out well for her. This mold actually lends itself well to the Seeker design. So it's appropriate that Slipstream actually was a repainted from this figure. As you can see, she does have her null rays. They just clip onto her arms in reverse order while she's in vehicle mode, which is pretty cool. VTOLs still work. They still rotate. Yeah, you can blow on this one and it'll actually spin. This one, not so much. So, yeah. still, I like it. I think it turned out very well. Let's get a quick comparison with Takara, like Transformer Legends Windblade. Yeah, I'm going to compare them to the Japanese version. It's only appropriate given that these are the Japanese toys. So, yeah. Well, as you can see, they do match up pretty well. Thankfully, the paint on Slipstream's feet is not as prone to chipping as Windblade's. But aside from that, yeah, it looks pretty much spot on. For another quick comparison, let's bring in the TFCC Slipstream, which was done from Prime Starscream. And I gotta be honest, I like this one better. I like how this one has the right wings, but I like this one better. So, let's get her into robot mode, see how she looks there. So, Slipstream's robot mode is actually really good. I mean, they did a lot of work to make sure that Seeker-like design was built into it to really emphasize the clone of Starscream kind of vibe. And given that this is supposed to be the Slipstream from animated, that's important, since she literally was a clone of Starscream. And it turned out pretty well. You know, you got the classic cockpit chest there. A little bustier than normal, but that's supposed to be like that since it is a girl. Or a lady, or whatever you want to call her. But you got some wings that do look like Secret wings, even though they got the VTOLs, which is pretty nice. I do like it, and I do like the fact that they added on the null rays. Now, these are a bit of a pain to deal with because they go on super tight. I mean, they go into the okay. These go on really tight when in inverse like this. But basically, see this little wing bit from Windblade? Well, they use that. So you just put the there's a hole in the null ray. You just slide it in, and then you clip it onto the back, and it's on securely, very securely. Like it scared me to try to remove this piece when I had it in vehicle mode. Kind of scary. So it is really tight. Be careful about flipping them over for vehicle mode. You might not want to even do that, just because this comes off very tight on this point here, where it's a lot of thin plastic. So there's a worry about it snapping off. But other than that, they look great. They suit the character perfectly. And I do like them. So looking at her head, the head sculpt definitely looks like Slipstream. Has that more sloped down Seeker head that she had. So they did a good job of getting the animated character's face in the figure. And it's significantly better than the TFCC Slipstream that we got from Prime Starscream. So, yeah. And thanks to this being Windblade, we got the shoulder pads like we were supposed to have. That's great. And, you know, that different head and chest really help make it feel like someone other than Windblade. So while we're at it, let's bring in Windblade for comparison. And yeah, I should bring it up. Slipstream has the same feet problem that Windblade does. I just happen to have the feet done in a very good spot so they stand easy. So yeah, just want to let that you know about that. But as you can see, these two girls do look significantly different from each other. And there was a gent on the Repro Labels group in Facebook, who I'm not going to name just for privacy's sake. You know, Facebook does use real names, so I'm not going to blurt that out. But yeah, you can actually position the wing bits on the back. There goes Windblade, to look like the seeker vents. And it was a gent on Facebook who brought that to my attention. So I'm very grateful for that. Not going to say your name, dude, but if you're watching, thanks. I appreciate it. But other than that, yeah, they do have their differences. The paint jobs does a great job of bringing it out. And all in all, I think they both look great. Now, for another quick comparison, since we're doing these now, let's bring in the Prime Slipstream, or TFCC Slipstream with the... As you can see, there's a significant difference here. Much darker colors on the TFCC version, more of a greenish teal than a bluish teal, and the purple's a bit darker too. And obviously she's a lot taller. I kind of go for this one. Well, Prime Starscream had a lot of feminine appearances, like just the lankiness, and the heels. The heels really gave that vibe. But Slipstream, like the Legends Slipstream, really sells it. I mean, it is a wonderfully done female Transformer, and I love it. So she's going on the classic shelf, and you're going to the Prime shelf, because I still like this one. So, but yeah, this is much better. Now let's get into articulation. So we got a ball jointed head with a hinge at the bottom, so she can look down, up quite a bit, get a nice flying pose. You got some left and right movement, although the joint is very tight. Boy, on clear plastic, no less. That's gonna be a bother for someone. For ball jointed shoulders. Yeah, the pauldron is on a hinge, so it doesn't, no worries there. Bicep swivel, nice bend at the elbow. Very tight wrist joints. Not sure I'm going to be able to get those to move. They're tight. It works, but it's very tight, and I'm worried that it's so tight the wrist will break before the swivel goes. But you got these hinges for the wings, so you can pose them. They move out, and you can get the VTOLs going like that. Have her kind of hovering, which is really cool. Got a waist swivel. Got ball joints at the hips. Little hindered by the shape of the thighs, but other than that, worked pretty good. You got a swivel at the hip. Nice and deep knee bend. And very pesky joints at the heels, which are more of a burden than a boon. And no, I am not planning to get the Windblade upgrade kit from Shapeways because I don't want it. I like the way the heels look, and it's worth just taking a little more time to find that sweet spot. But yeah, I mean, Windblade looks really good. And she will go well in a classic shelf. Comparison will bring in off-road, just so you can get the size idea with something more modern. And just for fun, we'll put her with Flame War. And these two actually look really good together. I gotta admit it. I mean, they look good. I'm sure they would get along just fine, going out there killing Autobots every 2 minutes. And this may as well be Harley and Ivy. But yeah. But all in all, I do like Slipstream. So I think it is a great figure, highly recommendable. You know, that's pretty much all there is to it. That's a really good one.
Okay, so that'll about wrap it up for Slipstream. Really good figure, a nice reuse of Windblade. I'm glad they reused it for something because that is a good mold. Um, but, you know, it's so far Japanese exclusive, so you're going to have to import it, much like Black Arachnia. And to next week's Famicom. Who is my favorite of the three? Oh boy, wonder why. It's Nightbird, and we'll be looking at her next. So, in the meantime, take care, have fun, goodbye, and good night out there, whatever you are.